What's up, everybody? Christian James here. Today's video: cop gives kid 25 years. It seems to make an example out of him. I have not watched the video yet. Now, the reason I'm going to watch this video and respond to it is because I used to be young and dumb. I didn't do whatever he did. But I once had a judge make an example out of me where they asked for 30 days and I got 6 months. Now, before anybody there starts freaking out, I completely understand that 6 months is not 25 years. But when you're made an example of, when you're in the box, it's still overwhelming because you're like, oh, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this because they want this. And then the judge goes, time out. I make the decisions. Bam. Let's watch. Let me respond. Let's see what he did. And let's see if it's really worth 25 years. Let's take a look. Let's be honest.
Any other evidence or witnesses?
So just brief argument if I may.
Any other evidence or witnesses for Mr. Rojas?
No, Your Honor. Just like,
Mr. Rojas, you may make argument first.
thank you, Judge. And obviously, after seeing that video, it makes what we're asking for harder to do. And what we're here asking for this morning, Judge, is probation. Mr. Fonnes, he is a young offender. I know the court is tired of hearing the same story over and over again, young guys with guns in here. He's got a limited criminal history. I believe this is his first felony. He's never been on any kind of felony supervision or felony probation. Unfortunately, he's just fallen into the same situation that we see so many other youthful offenders.
Oh, stop that. He got 25 years for something. Stop that. It's not falling into, okay? You didn't fall into a sewer because the manhole cover was removed. He made a choice. And by the sounds of it, he's made slightly less dumb choices before. And dumb choices that are small without consequences that are real lead to really big choices and somebody asking for no consequences. You have to set an example for young men. Black, white, see-through, purple, it don't matter. It ain't about that. We need examples early on. I was raised by a single mom. What do you want to bet he was raised by a single mom?
The direction in life, he's very little support at home. Sees no way out of the situation that he's in, so he goes and decides to rob a store and get some money. Did the wrong thing. And if his story in the PSI is to be believable for what I believe is the right reason, he's trying to help his mom out at home, he's trying to pay some bills, keep the lights on. Certainly there are better ways to go about doing that.
Yeah, like get a job or, I don't know, try to cash a bad check. Like, you can do things that are illegal to do what you need to do to eat or, like you said, to pay the bills, but you don't have to do it to someone else in a violent manner. I think we can all agree on that, right? You don't have to rob people. There's things all over the place that you can take and, like, go to the mall. Take some shoes, sell some shoes. And I'm not saying to rob stores, but I'm saying you don't have to hurt people, right? Like, you can just, again, cash a bad check. That what karma thing everybody's doing, do that. But there's no excuse for doing things to other people.
And I hope that the time in jail has taught Mr. Fontaine said, so you're done. We've got options here, Judge. We can send him to prison or we can put him on probation. Certainly, he's on the road if this conduct continues, he's on the road with prison. I don't know that the day is the best time to make that exit for him. He's got a long life to live. We can send him to prison. He can be there for a few years and come back out. I don't know that he's going to get the help that he really needs in prison.
Well, he's not getting the help he needs out of prison. And prison may not be the way prison is, the way that's going to help everybody, but it'll help the people on the street if he's removed. Now, if American prisons, Western prisons could figure out what maybe Scandinavian prisons are doing and actually do rehabilitation work and not put you on timeout in your cell for 23 hours a day for most places, that's not helping nobody. Timeout helps little kids when you're removed from the TV for pulling someone's hair still in their blocks. This ain't that. You can't treat little kids the same way you treat criminals, but we do. But at the end of the day, if he's not changing himself or willing to try to get a job, whether it be under the table, whether it be whatever he's trying to do, I became a roofer after I got out. There's jobs you can do. Are they easy? No.
There are programs available on probation that if he's serious about turning his life around, like he says in the PSI, those programs can help him. And if he does take advantage of those, it in turn would make the community a little bit safer, because there'd be one less guy running around with a gun when he does get out of prison, if that were the road that you chose to take. Planning on living at home with his mom. I think he has some younger siblings there. To his benefit, before he was even arrested, he started a GED. I think on the night that this happened, he had just finished a GED class and made a dumb decision to go hang out with these guys that he should not have been hanging out with, and did this robbery. Again, Judge, you've got two options. You can send him to prison, or you can try to get him some help on probation.
She knows what the options are. You said
hopefully he will take
not
advantage
making
of
her
that.
happy.
And certainly, if he doesn't, we're going to know pretty quick, and you'll have another chance to send him to prison, probably for a longer time.
All right, thank you. What is the status of the other two? Are there co-defendants? Have they been charged?
They have been charged, Judge, and I have both of their cases, Judge.
And they have not been sentenced yet or
No,
anything
Judge.
like that?
No,
Okay.
Judge.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Coleman.
Yeah, I'll be brief. Whether it's the Pine Club Apartments or Rogers Park or a Speedy Mart, you've seen this, and we've seen this in this community all too often. I'm preaching to the choir, Judge. Prayer vigils and advisory committees, all that stuff's fine, but you, Judge, are where the rubber meets the road. You are that person that can protect the community from somebody like this defendant. You are that person that can either let him walk out of this courtroom on probation with a piece of paper with conditions and promises that he won't resort to this kind of violence that you saw on that video, or you can ensure that the community is safe by putting him behind steel bars, concrete wall, and razor wire fence. Judge, I'm just asking, I'm not in the habit of begging, but on behalf of this community, I'm begging that you send this defendant to prison. The message that needs to be sent to this defendant and his circle of friends and anybody who would want to be like this defendant is that if you pick up a gun with the intent to commit violence, you're going to pick up a 15, 20, 25-year prison sentence, Judge.
Ain't nobody pick up a gun to just show off. If you're taking a gun to a place to do something to somebody, you're willing to use it. And if you're not, you wouldn't have it. And if you're like, oh, my friends made me carry it. This isn't my friends jumped off a bridge. Would you jump off a bridge? This is my friends robbed somebody. I robbed somebody. It ain't that. It's a time for everybody to be accountable. Accountability used to be a big thing. Somehow now, everybody's the victim, even the criminal.
And I'm just asking that you do this on behalf of people who live at the Pine Club Apartments, who just want to live in peace, people who want to go take a walk at Rogers Park and not be robbed, and somebody that wants to stop at a Speedy Mart convenience store and pick up some snacks without becoming a victim of a robbery. That's all I have, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. So, Mr. Fontenette, there was a time some years ago that there really wasn't even a question. State's attorneys were recommending youthful offenders, probation, let's give everybody an opportunity. And things have just changed in such an incredibly dangerous way with young people doing what I just saw you do on that screen. I cannot imagine the fear that person had that was working in that store, that he now has just trying to go to work, make a living, and go home. And he has 3 people come in and
Thugs.
not
Let's
just
be honest, man,
grab
they're
a little
thugs.
quick something and run out,
Snatch and run, yeah!
but terrorize him for quite some time, pulling him around, yanking him around, putting guns in his face, all 3 of you.
That's the problem. Everybody bad with a gun. Everybody bad with a gun. So you act like bullies. You could have just taken the stuff and left. You could have just taken the money and left. But what she's saying, though, you stepped over the line. You made a violent situation. You turned a non-violent situation into a violent situation. Like, you could... Everybody giving up the stuff. This ain't a fucking movie. This ain't a TV show. And nobody's losing their life for 7-Eleven or Speedy Mart or whatever. Nobody, okay? This ain't the Last Friday movie.
You have to defend this whole place with your own life.
And I'll die for this shit too.
This is real life. Just give me all the stuff. All right, cool. Take whatever you want. I don't give a damn. I make minimum wage. But no, y'all had to go over the line. Y'all had to this ain't GTA. This is real life.
I also, in addition to the PSI, get jail incident reports.
Ooh.
And you apparently like to fight and jump people, which is what's been happening in the jail.
Oh,
So
see?
it makes it very difficult for me to go, oh, this is somebody that's going to get out and behave, who can follow the rules, because you can't even follow the rules in jail. And the pre-sentence report shows that you're a high risk level, which tells me that after they've looked at everything, that you don't have, unfortunately, a good likelihood of being successful.
Well, there you go. If you can't follow the rules in jail, look, I went to jail. A lot of people went to jail. If you're watching this and you be honest in the comment section, did you do anything to get more time? Were you trying to let anybody else do your time? No. Were you just trying to do your time and go home? Like, all you do is get more time for this nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be bad, at least be not that stupid. Clearly, it's a jail. They're going to give her reports. Violent incident, violent incident, violent incident. Something caught in a cell, something caught in a cell. Violent incident, violent incident. Man, you got to put him away. But that's that dude asking for probation. I mean, I can't, now his lawyer's head is just staring at the ground.
I were to put you on probation. And Mr. Coleman's right. We're tired of it. And there's got to be something done. So in cause number 25, DCCR 1759, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And at this time, I'm going to find you guilty of aggravated robbery. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 25 years in the institutional division.
It's a long time. But what have you been doing in the community? Maybe with good behavior, you can get on parole early. I'll look in a minute. When I'm done the video, I'll post it what the time he could possibly get with good behavior is to be out on parole early. But what is she supposed to do? Like, okay, there's 5 years, there's 10 years, but clearly it's egregious. Clearly he needs to be put away. Now, again, 25 where I'm from is a life sentence. So to me, that does seem a little heavy. I think, in my opinion, 10 years would suffice. But I'm not an American. I'm not an American judge. I'm not her. None of us are her. She has all the stats. She deals with all the things. Remember, he's got a pre-sentencing report. It is what it is. So clearly, this is what they've determined that he has earned.
I'm going to sentence you to a term of 25 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm handing you the trial court certification. This was not an agreement. You have some rights to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. You can talk to Mr. Rojas about any questions you have about that. I am making an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. Mr. Fontenette, I understand that this is harsh, and I know you believe this is harsh, but I think this is necessary. I hope that you go and you make things right. You can get out of prison. You're still going to be young, and you can make your life better. That's going to be up to you, okay? You can go back with the bailiff.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You heard what he did. You didn't see what he did, but for some reason they're not going to show it. If I can find the video, I'll attach it at the end, but I'm not going to waste your time. Keep typing and talking. Look, he lives in Texas. Texas law is Texas law. You know the law and the land in which you preside. If you don't want to have those things happen to you, one, don't commit the crime. Two, the crime somewhere else will have been more lenient, give you less time, whatever. But it's his fault. He did it. He earned it. Again, could it be an egregious amount of time to some people? Sure. Is it, in my opinion, longer than it needs to be? Plausibly. I haven't looked up how early he can get on parole. I don't know what he did to the people in prison. I don't know how bad he hurt the men in the store. We don't know his record from before. But at the end of the day, she determined, and clearly she even sounded like she used to be lenient a few years ago, that this is what has happened when you're lenient with young men. And I'm saying young men because I mean all young men. I know there's a country out there where they have it convinced that white guys and black guys really hate each other or whatever the hell it is. But the rest of the world, young men are as dumb as young men are anywhere, regardless of what color they are. We're just dumb when we're young. And if we're not given immediate consequences, we're going to stay dumb when we're older. I know a lot of dudes who didn't learn when they were young. They still learning now because they're too stupid to figure it out. They will never figure it out. Hopefully this young man figures it out. Hopefully other young men in and around where he's from and all over the world, all over America, see us and go like, maybe next time I'll just run in there, steal some stuff and go home and it's not a felony. I'm not going to prison for 25 years for stealing some ding-dongs, ho-hos, and a damn bag of milk, carton of milk, whatever. I'm Canadian. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me if you agree. Tell me if you disagree. Tell me what you think should happen. Tell me if you think this happens too much near you, too little near you. Because in my country, we have a catch and release program. I did a video yesterday on a dude who got shot in a home invasion. But 3 years ago, did a hijacking with a little girl in the back and threw her essentially, out in traffic. And he was out within 4 years. Did that prevent anything? Clearly not, because he got shot attempting a home invasion. Lessons need to be learned. I'm out.